The wait is over. Dive into Audible's most anticipated collection, The Best of 2025, featuring top audiobooks, podcasts, and originals across all genres. Our editors have carefully curated this year's must-listens, from brilliant hidden gems to the buzziest new releases. Every title in this collection has earned its spot. This is your go-to for the absolute best in 2025 audio entertainment. Whether you love thrillers, romance, or nonfiction, your next favorite listen awaits. Discover why there's more to imagine when you listen at audible.com/bestoftheyear.
AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride! Woo!
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You sir. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock, quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Busy day and glad to have you hanging out with us here. We missed Sean Salisbury last week, but thrilled to have him hanging out with us here today on a busy day. Yo, man, how are you?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Doing awesome. Hey, since last we spoke, there have been two massive developments. One is LSU Lane Kiffin, and two is you are now the National Football Director for the National Scouting Report. Congrats on the new gig, man. Tell us what that's all about.
Thank you. Well, I have the whole country when it comes to football in the state of Texas. It kind of fell into my lap. I didn't really even put a resume. My significant other just put it out there for the hell of it because I was waiting around saying, I'm not going to go do any work just yet. I'm going to wait and see about the radio situation and talk to my agent and a few jobs that I really wasn't ready to take. And they, the owner and the founder got on and saw the resume and said, after 5 minutes, I got a call and met with him and his right-hand man. And it matched. We talked for 45 minutes to an hour. I was in Alabama all last week training. So, and the great thing about this, I've vetted these as a guy who coaches quarterbacks and trained throughout my career. They've been in business 45 years, Matty, and I'm not a big money grab guy because, a lot of times people will, tell you they can get you recruited and don't. I can promise you we'll evaluate you, right? And in 45 years of business and the character, and when you get them under your thumb and you place 98, 95% of them, gives these kids a chance, whether it's Division 1, 2, or 3, and some of them don't even know all the money and opportunities. I want them to be able to keep playing. And so as the director, the national football director across the country and all sports, but also the sports in the state of Texas, volleyball, women, men, softball, it's going to be a blast to get to scout them and help them and have them get through the process and see if there's a fit for us. And it's real evaluation. This isn't just a questionnaire. So I was honored that they reached out to me, but it's something having a big background in high school kids and transfer portal kids. I'm pretty excited to do everything I can to help a women's softball player in Louisiana and a high school offensive tackle in California, whatever it takes. And got tremendous feedback and build those relationships with high school and college coaches. But it's a very reputable, good place. And being the national director was something that a big blessing falling in my lap. And I love the new challenge. I'll continue to do my media stuff, but this gives me a chance to go out and do something which I think is difference making. These kids deserve a chance to go play. And a lot of them don't realize that there's great football and great money and great opportunity and scholarships available outside of Division I as well.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And we're obviously all over Louisiana. We have a huge Texas audience as well. So many LSU alums in Houston, Dallas, Austin. So many people listen and watch online. So if you got your kiddos and they're interested in being a college athlete, a recruitable athlete, check it out, nsr-inc.com, nsr-inc.com.
And we will evaluate them good, meet with the family because it's so important, and be honest and fair in the evaluation for them because you want what's best for the kid.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure that, but they already have. We're fortunate to work for a great company. So I'll scout them all if they're available and go far and wide to do it, man. So
That's
thanks
awesome.
Thanks for the mention.
Of course. Okay. We spoke 2 weeks ago and LSU was flirting with Lane Kiffin, and you mentioned to us then like how you've known Lane almost his whole life from the time when Monty was with the Vikings when you were there. I think Lane was in high school, you told us at the time. All right, now it's done. So give me your reaction to how all this played out and Lane being the LSU coach.
Well, I thought the way it played out was I like the back end of the way it's playing out. Charlie going back, getting by first, early signing date and bringing some assistance. These kids that you have sweat and recruited and cried with and competed with, you can't just abandon them. I don't know where we got wrong. I'm not saying Lane. I'm talking about anywhere. You just go, hey, man, it was great being with you. I wouldn't have let him coach at Ole Miss either. I wouldn't have if I was the AD, and that's my guy because I just think it's wrong. But you go there, and I love the fact they're sending him back, Charlie and some assistants, to give those kids a chance to go win the ring that, you don't get much opportunity to do. And I think that's wise. It's fair for Pete, and it's fair for Ole Miss. And if you really, really care about the kids after all this time that you've been with them every day, I'm always going to care about the ones I got under my umbrella, not the ones I'm hoping are under my umbrella. I think this is good. I didn't like the way it went down at first. I mean, the up and down, but listen, the he said, she said, that's always going to happen. It is. And I don't begrudge Lane for going and getting his. Hell, everybody, only they know, the person, all of us know what they think's best for us. And it's obvious he feels the best way to win a national championship aside from the money is at LSU. And he's probably right. And some people are bummed that he didn't go the Dabble route and build Ole Miss like he built Clemson and turn them into a yearly powerhouse. And he did something that they never had done. And he's going to be scrutinized even more at LSU. He just is, and he can handle it. He's seen it all before. Bigger chance to win, but also bigger chance if you go win 10 games at LSU, 4 straight years and don't win a title, they'll find a new coach. They just will. You win 9 or 10 games at Ole Miss, you're a hero. They put statues up. So he knows that going in, but I think he relishes the chance, and he's going to get great players. The guy can recruit. He knows everything there is to know, and it's going to be, we're going to watch him, and we're going to watch him closely. And I couldn't root for him any harder. I felt bad for those kids, but, kids are moving, coaches are moving. It happens all the time. That's just part and parcel to what our business is. On the field, backups play. Off the field, people recruit, people leave, people transfer, coaches go to where they think's best for their career. And listen, I don't know. What if Alabama offers Lane a chance to leave in 3 years? Would he leave? Who knows? Yeah. But I know this. He's under LSU's umbrella now, and they got a great coach and one of my favorite people on the planet. I couldn't wish for Ole Miss any harder in this. I think Pete will do well. And I'm glad at the end that these kids at least get some continuity to have a chance. Because in truth, trying to put a game plan together in a couple weeks for the playoffs, 3 weeks or so, is still hard to do. And I think that's a good thing to do, but he'll have a better chance to win a national title at LSU. And I understand all the hurt from Ole Miss, but it's we got to get over the, I'm going to be loyal on either side, because players and coaches go where is best for them, where they make the most money and where they think they can get the most pub, or in a coach's place where they can win the most games.
Sean Salisbury is with us. How quickly do you think he can win?
I don't. This wouldn't be to me like going from North Dakota State to Iowa State. Let's just use that. It's a jump. Hell, North Dakota State may be able to compete with him. Or should I say North Dakota State to a good program but had a down year? I mean, you say, okay, we got to build, or a good program that's a good program but not one that's in national contention every year. I mean, let's flip it. If he would have gone from LSU to Ole Miss, and Ole Miss would have had old school Ole Miss where some good, some bad. If he just flipped it and reversed it, I'd say in 2 or 3 years, he could start to win. 2 years, he'll make a difference the first year there and start to win. Now you flip it, he's at LSU. I'm not giving him, or anybody that walks in. Well, you walk into LSU, Southern Cal, Penn State, normally, Alabama, Georgia. You don't get a chance to. I'm not giving you a 3-year hall pass.
Yeah.
I won't do it. He's not expecting that. Got to win right away. That's why he left. They're going to give him $25+ million for NIL. He's making money. They got players. What would be the excuse? A transfer portal? Well, he's been a magician at Ole Miss in the transfer portal. There is no. I expect him to win next year. I expect him to be in the playoff next year. I expect him to be hitting that envelope, or at least pushing it. The impact he's made quickly and for a while now. What's it, 5 or 6 years, Matty? Whatever it's been at Ole Miss. Hell, their years run together.
Yeah, 6.
And now 6 years.
Yeah.
Oh well, in 6 years he better be in the Final Four or playing in the national championship game. In 3 years he better be in it every year. I would expect that. I don't think Ole Miss fans, just like my guy when Lincoln Riley went there, defense or no defense, and nobody at USC was waiting on Lincoln Riley. Hey, we'll give you a hall pass for 2 years.
Yeah.
No, we're judging you immediately. I know there's changes. Quarterback, he's going to bring a transfer portal quarterback in. Whether it's, I'm just talking, not him. Whether it's Levitt or bringing the guy from Ole Miss, he'll bring some players in. He'll be well equipped. The cupboard will not be bare. It's LSU. So if he's not win 8 games next year, and it'll be a failure of a season for LSU. I don't care what the schedule says. That's what my expectations for Lane, because I hold him in high regard, and LSU's program. You know my expectations and my regard for them. Nah, man, I don't care if it's the SEC. This is LSU. This is Southern Cal. This is Alabama. This is Georgia. You don't get 2-year hall passes. You go build it. It's not like SMU where you took the the death penalty. You upgraded your coaching staff. You got a guy who knows how to win and knows how to recruit and will be active in all of it. Nah, you got to win right now if you're LSU. They were supposed to win this year. So I don't know what the difference is other than an upgraded coach. Yeah, I expect a quick turnaround.
He's Sean Salisbury. I'll get him at Sean Unfiltered. Want to knock out a quick break, come back. Still a lot to talk about. I want Sean's reaction to the day Tyler Shough had. We get a quick preview of Saints-Panthers this week, and I got to get Sean's take also on Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement at 44. What can we realistically expect if he sees the field this weekend for Indy? We'll get to all of it as we continue with Sean on AFR.
After further review.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for more than 30 years. Get Gordon and get it done. We will be on Thursday at Gordon's main office in Baton Rouge and fired up for it. It's the annual Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney bicycle giveaway where they're giving away 600 bicycles to less fortunate children across the state of Louisiana. The Baton Rouge giveaway this Thursday. We'll be there for AFR. Gordon will join us on the show. We'll talk some Tigers, some NIL, all that stuff, Lane Kiffin and everything. But the reason we're there, of course, is to see these children that are going to be so happy, smiles on their face as they get a bicycle this Christmas, something that's one of the great community outreach endeavors every single year with Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney. So we're excited for it. We're excited to be there on Thursday and to see all those young kids have a brighter, happier Christmas, merrier Christmas, thanks to Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Get Gordon and get it done.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns her on.
Always appreciate our friends over at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. SunEquip.com, SunEquip.com. Always appreciate Sean Salisbury for his time on these Tuesday editions of AFR. I mean, I got to get a thought on Phillip Rivers. 44, hasn't played since the COVID year, signs to the practice squad. If he signs the active roster, he'll restart his Hall of Fame clock. My goodness, Sean, what do you think is a realistic expectation here? Oh, wait, Sean, you're muted. You're muted.
You got me?
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
They're signing him for the biggest reason is because they trust verbiage, mental, emotional, that he'll know where to go with football. At 44 years old, they're trusting, even been out since COVID year, that he knows where to throw it. The question is, will he be able to get it there on time and with velocity and accuracy? Yeah. You know you're not going to move off the mark. Their offense is going to have to change because Daniel Jones is a run threat. You don't have the RPO threat to get him on the edge. You're going to play between the tackles. You're not going to change his launch point very much. You know where he's going to be. So if you have a fierce pass rush, Phillip Rivers is going to throw from there. Now he'll bow his neck. He'll put his back foot in the ground. He'll let it rip. There's no doubt he'll take a hit. He's tough SOB and he's a competitive dude as well, as competitive as we've seen. But I can remember my first year out of the NFL, I was working for ESPN. And Brian Billick and Denny Green both called me when it was either Brad or Randall Cunningham went down. I was in a coat and tie and doing games and doing studio stuff. And they said, there's still some magic in that arm. Can you come back and play? And I'd made the decision when I quit playing after 10 years, I wasn't going back, but I considered it. And year 2, they did the same thing. They called me again. Why? Was still in shape and wasn't so far removed from the game. They trusted that even as a backup coming into somebody or when somebody got hurt, that I could win games for them and at least hold it down. And I turned it down, but I get what he's going through. But I was just 2 years removed. But about the third year when I was removed and done for sure, I can remember standing on the sidelines during a game and I thought, good gracious, it moves fast. And I was just 3 years removed. So, and Philip's a better player. I get all that. And I completely understand it. But the hits are going to longer recovery. 44 is 44, but when you've been out of it that long, it will be different, the physical part. And the game's even going to move faster than he remembers. Yet his competitiveness, he'll know where to throw it. He'll know the anticipation. But if you remember back when he was done, and I hold Philip Rivers in the highest regard, is his skill set had fallen off then, Matty. I mean, the ball wasn't there as accurate on time. There was a little less velocity to it. So he's going to have to even anticipate a little more. But if you're able to get interior pressure on him, there's no east and west escape threat. But it's an indictment on quarterbacks in the NFL. The fact that we're doing this,
right?
Guys that have been cut 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, that you're going back 5 years basically to get a guy whose skill set was diminished in. His competitiveness, and he may have fresh legs, man. He hasn't been beat up. He's been coaching in Alabama. Fresh legs in. But after one game, if you take 8 hits, those fresh legs aren't going to be fresh anymore. So I hope for the Colts, it's such a bummer. But Philip Rivers will keep you in games with his mind. But this young man's game, man, you got to be extra special and unique to do this. And there's very few Warren Moons and Brady's around, even Rodgers, who still executed pretty well. It's going to be, and being out of it 5 years, yeah, it's going to look different and feel different. I can't help but wish him well. I hope for miracle stories. The physical will not match the mental in this, I can assure you.
Yeah, man. It's stunning that there's nobody?
There's nobody else to go get. That's my point. It's weird to me, but it is an indictment, at least from one team. I mean, Flacco and Philip Rivers. Joe's done a great job, but he hasn't been 5 years removed, right? He's on his couch for a couple months. They call him. And even I'm sure he'll tell you the recovery, and Joe's in good shape, and I'm sure Philip is in competitive good shape too, but it's different, man. We can say all we want. This is awesome. And it is awesome for our viewing pleasure and our banter. And I hope for Philip's success. It's going to be, put it this way. Don't expect this for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because he ain't hanging around that long. This may be a month and done, depending. If they were 4 and 9, Philip Rivers would not be playing.
Yeah. Would
He
you?
would be home. This is because they're in a playoff race.
Yeah, man. Would you restart your Hall of Fame clock too? I mean, it's.
Maybe they're gonna cut him a little slack. You know how move the goalposts a little for him. I don't know. I would hope he doesn't, because the numbers continue to get inflated for guys 5 more years down the road. I don't know how they're going to approach it. If he does this and reactivates, right, and they live by the rule, and it's 5 more years, they're out of sight, out of mind. Then it's going to be very difficult, because he's already a borderline guy, because he didn't win a Super Bowl and doesn't have that part of his resume. But I couldn't root for him harder. But this is going to be a tough task on a team that's reeling a little bit anyway.
Well, from a 44-year-old to a rookie, but a 26-year-old rookie, right. Tyler Shough got another win, man. The stat line wasn't pretty, but he made winning plays. I'm curious, month into this Shough experience, what you've seen in the progress here from Tyler Shough.
Matty, I'm a little surprised. I don't know if anybody's talking about this, but when he came out of school with all the football he played, and you and I haven't really even dove into this because it's only been a couple games, is we shouldn't be overly surprised that he's making pretty fast improvement weekly. Now, the passing numbers weren't that gaudy. He made plays when they were there, turned the ball over once. But we saw something maybe people don't give enough credit for, his ability to escape and make things happen with his legs.
Unbelievable.
And it was. And you know what? So that's one of those things. And another, guy that a buddy of mine trains, when Brock Purdy, when he came out, we didn't think it. We thought, well, is he going to be able to escape? And has gave you a little extra time and done some things. The reason I'm saying both is because for me, my buddies trained both of them since like the 8th or 9th grade. So, and neither one of them are known as, great athletes, great feet, but Shoug's done a nice job, man. And I thought his legs and when he used them was efficient, smart, and judicious. He is improving, played a lot of football. He's a little more mature than the 22-year-old. And so I am not surprised if you watched him, and I watched a lot of him coming out of school and during his time in college at a couple different places, and did a lot of time talking to the guy who's trained him and what his strengths and weaknesses are. So you're looking. I'm not surprised he's playing well. He just needed to play. We see Shedeur Sanders improving. We see guys. Reps help, but you're seeing it, and he's smart. That I do know. High football IQ, knows where to go. They're still just limited on players, but look what they did against a team who, Matty, when we started it, like let's say somewhere middle of October, there was some that had in the power rankings the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the NFC's best team. That happened. And now look, goes in there, beats them. I know weather gets into it, but you got to learn how to play good and bad. And his experience is helping him through the good stuff and some of the difficult stuff. It's okay to get kicked in the teeth. It's how you respond. Another 4 weeks of this, and you may be looking at different bodies, not a quarterback position.
Yeah, man. The other thing that's interesting is they're going to play. Yeah, they're going to play. They'll play Carolina this weekend, and with the Saints beating Tampa, now Carolina and Tampa are tied at the top of the division. Which, man, Sean, a month ago, nobody. I mean, Tampa looked like they were running away with the division. They go on that 3-game skid, and all of a sudden now, you got a battle there. If you would, the Saints beat the Panthers in Carolina. It was Shoug's first win, but if you would give me a thought on what we could expect maybe the second go-round with this game in New Orleans on Sunday.
Well, I think both, and backing up just 1 second, Matty, as we said in October, we had an MVP in the league, or at least close. Tampa Bay was a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And now how it's changed over the last month plus. And from the last time to now, here's the gig. Is that Carolina's also seeing now it should work in both's favor. I mean, defensively, you're no longer, if you're Carolina, especially with where you are and how important this game is, you're not going to take them for granted, and you're surely not going to go in here thinking, oh, we got a young quarterback we can abuse. He's 26, but he's got some experience. You're going to look at him different than you would have if you played him the very first time right out of his first start where he's trying to feel his way with this personnel. And if you're on the other side of it, you're Carolina. But now you also know, oh, I saw some stuff on tape the guy opened our eyes to, which is going to have to make your defense think a little bit more and use up a little bit more practice time. Don't kid yourself. If we run a reverse pass in practice, I'm just using, or in a game 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks later we're playing a team, do you know that play, and even if it wasn't successful, it'll use up an hour of practice time on some defense coordinator afraid to death 1 out of 70 plays is going to be the reverse pass that hits, and so it'll use up the practice time, just like this. Ooh, saw a big 30-yard plus run. It was pretty accurate with the ball. Seems to be able to understand what's going on with coverage, at least early on here, and reading defenses. Man, we're going to have to play him a little different too, which if you're worried about the legs, then maybe you're not as overly aggressive rushing the passer. And on the other side, obviously, Carolina's feeling pretty confident about the way they're starting to grow. So it's a plus for both. The disadvantage for Shough is that they've seen him on tape a little bit now, and he's having some success. But a bigger advantage goes to the quarterback feeling it. You start to see it. It looks like it feels like it's his team. This is a huge one. And if you're Saints, all you're trying to do is build, grow your confidence, and learn how to win. And that's what they're going through right now with this group.
Yeah, man. It's going to be interesting to watch over the final month of the season with New Orleans and what Tyler Shough can do, man. They're not playing for anything, obviously, but I think you said it right, Sean. You're playing for when you are drafting. Are you drafting a quarterback, or are you drafting a piece to help Tyler Shough win in the future?
Right, no doubt. And if you have any sense of urgency as a player, I've said this before, Matty, if you're Kellen Moore, you're evaluating your coaches, the coaches are being evaluated, but so are the players. This is when I usually know it's easy to play when you're in a playoff hunt. Now, it's a tough game, but it's easy to come to work because you're like, I'm in it. It is hard when you're battling a guy, maybe you're a little tired, you're not going anywhere. You got to play. You're trying to play well, but there's going to be a third of this roster that's not going to be on it next year. So Those cats are playing for their job, career, a chance to play somewhere else, or a chance to impress that, hey, when it was at its worst, I'm at my best. Shough's been one of those. They saw the first guy in Spencer Rattler. Now he's taking advantage of it. We saw that going on in Cleveland with Gabriel. Shadur's taking advantage of it. Jackson Dart's taking advantage of it. I said these young men are getting after it, what you're willing to learn and what you're willing to do. And as a team, the Saints do, when people say there's nothing to play for, and you and I were talking about, what there is to play for is a lot of pride and a lot of experience. And organizationally, you have to view this with heavy hands and with hardcore evaluation.
He is Sean Salisbury. You'll get him at Sean Unfiltered. Of course, Unpaved there on YouTube as well. And an awesome new venture that he's just pushing off from the doc. Told you about there as we were starting the segment here with Sean, the national director. Am I getting the national football director?
National football director, and then I'm in charge of tech. But it's football for sure. But I also, volleyball, women. So we're helping them all. We're scouting them all, evaluating them all, and with relationships. And folks, there's scholarship money and chances for your kid to play. It's not a questionnaire. It's great evaluation to see how it fits. We're not going to tell you anything that is going to lead you astray. And that's important to me, the character that goes with it. It's a great company. I'm looking forward to it.
NSR-INC.com. It's National Scouting Report. NSR-INC.com if you want to learn more. Always appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Great to see you, Patty. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. We'll see you next week. That's Sean Salisbury. It's AFR. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Inching closer to Christmas. If you're still looking for that perfect gift for him or her, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry can help. Yeah, they have beautiful diamond engagement rings and the best selection you'll find. Listen, I know I say it often, but it's true. And you walk into Lee Michaels, you'll understand. You go to one of the box stores, it's very cookie cutter. You go to a boutique, you're not going to have quite the selection, and you're certainly going to overpay. You go to Lee Michaels, because Scott has the buying power for 10 different stores, you're going to get the great selection, and because they buy for 10 stores, they get great value, and they're going to be able to give you a great price. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. If they don't have what you want, they'll find it. They can't find it, they'll make it. If it's diamond engagement rings, if it's beautiful necklaces, pendants, bracelets, rings, watches, writing utensils, writing instruments, incredible selection at Lee Michaels. Get by any of the 10 locations, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and online at lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Glad you're rolling along with us here. Gosh, it's been a busy show. Haven't really had time to get to a lot of interaction or reaction. If you want, you can always email us, tweet us, or text 225-396-4400, 396-4400. I know at the end of last week, there was, we reported that, Football Scoop reported that Elijah Robinson was LSU's target to be the defensive line coach. We reported that Robinson was on LSU's campus. Football Scoop later reported that Robinson was going to be the LSU defensive line coach. That might be changing. We'll give you the latest when we come back here on AFR.
After Further Review.
We're brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Of course, Watermark Baton Rouge is Baton Rouge's premier hotel property, the premier luxury hotel in Baton Rouge. The old Louisiana National Bank building just celebrated its centennial. The building just celebrated its centennial in October. The original high-rise in downtown Baton Rouge, you walk in, you feel like you're walking into this historical landmark in Baton Rouge with so many beautiful modern amenities. It's awesome. If you haven't been to Watermark Baton Rouge, you got to. Whether it's just to go have dinner at the Gregory, whether it's to have a glass of wine or a cocktail at the lobby bar, maybe you've got friends, family, clients, whatever coming in town, make sure they know they could stay downtown. Walking distance to restaurants and hotels and shopping and amenities and sites all over downtown Baton Rouge. It's Watermark Baton Rouge, and amazing place to host your next event. Check them out. It's Watermark Baton Rouge.
After Further Review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She likes the way it's pulling while we're tilling up the land. She's even kind of crazy about my phone.
All right, Jimmy will be here in about 10 minutes or so. Get to Otter Locks. We escaped last night. Both the Chargers and the under hit overtime play. We'll take it. Looks like Football Scoop might have jumped the gun on their report about Elijah Robinson. So on Thursday of last week, Football Scoop reported that LSU was looking to make a splash hire, and they were pursuing Elijah Robinson, the former Texas A&M defensive line coach who left A&M to go be the defense coordinator at Syracuse. On Friday, we reported that Robinson was was at LSU Football Ops. Then Saturday morning, Football Scoop reported, the Saturday morning update was splash secured. Elijah Robinson is joining LSU's staff, sources share. So, that was their Saturday morning update, was that it was done, that Robinson was joining the LSU staff. Well, now, backtracking a little bit, Football Scoop is reporting that there are other suitors and it's not done with Robinson to LSU. Nebraska has parted ways with Terry Braden, their defensive line coach. They're in the mix, and apparently there's other suitors as well for Elijah Robinson to be the defensive line coach. This is a little uneasy. It's, as I'm told, Penn State, Nebraska, LSU are the three that are vying for Robinson's services. One thing I was told last Saturday was that Robinson did not like leaks, and the fact that it leaked that LSU was interested and then that he was on campus on Friday after the Football Scoop report on Thursday that leaked, that he was not super pumped about that. But I don't think this means it's done, but LSU's let me rephrase. I don't think this means Robinson won't be here. It just means it's not done, and LSU's got competition here with Nebraska and Penn State. So we'll see what Elijah Robinson chooses. It's a little uneasy, man. That's Kyle Williams. I think the one thing we know for certain now is that Kyle Williams is not expected to return, as we've talked about quite a bit here, for all the many reasons we've talked. It's a little bit of a bummer because I think Kyle did a great job with that position group, but I think we all understand he wants to spend time with family, all the sort of stuff that we've talked about here over the last several weeks. So he'll coach the bowl game and finish the season, and then we'll leave the staff, and we'll see who Lane Kiffin hires to be his defensive line coach. Hopefully, it's Elijah Robinson, as that'll be a major coup. A great defensive line coach, a young guy at 40 years old, and a great recruiter with 6 years of SEC experience from his time at A&M. But again, a guy who played at Penn State, and the alma mater apparently is trying to recruit him back home to go be their defensive line coach. So what type of a pull and tug might that be there to Happy Valley? Something worth keeping an eye on here in the coming days. If it's not Elijah Robinson, I don't know what direction they go. I know a lot of people have asked about Ed Ogeron, and I know there's been that just hasn't been an easy answer. And I don't know that Lane Kiffin is eager to walk that road to bring Coach O back to staff. I'm not saying it won't happen. I don't know. What I'm telling you is the conversations I've had. It's very nondescript. It's just very indefinite. You can't get a very clear answer as to say they would definitely love to have him back or absolutely not. It's always this weird sort of like in between when they've had these conversations. When I've had these conversations with folks about Ed Ogeron joining the staff as the defensive line coach. So I don't think that it's a no. I just think it's pretty clear at this point that it's not a yes either. So Elijah Robinson has options. We'll see how that goes and develops here in the coming days. All right, it's After Further Review. We are brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters too. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Tell you every day, energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding. They do it all. They do it better than anyone, and they offer a true lifetime transferable warranty. And I say true lifetime transferable warranty because what if a company's only been around for a year or a couple of years and they're telling you they got a lifetime warranty? Well, can you be sure they're going to be around long enough to honor that warranty? You don't have to worry about that with Relief Windows. Give them a shout, y'all. 288-8138, 288-8138, 288-8138, or ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding. They do shutters too. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. The Pelicans lost yesterday to the Spurs, 135-132. Despite the fact that they've tried to emphasize defense, they gave up 135 points to San Antonio at home. But Derek Queen's awesome and had a triple-double. They finally hit. I mean, for all the talk about Zion, I mean, they absolutely smoked this draft pick here with Derek Queen, who had a triple-double last night. Pels are 3-22, and they suck. But here was Graf on the triple-double call.
Cross court over to Murphy. There it is for three. Triple-double.
There it is right there.
Derek Queen. 3-ball Murphy.
I'm happy for Graf and JD. I am. I'm happy for them that they got to call a triple-double.
Okay, I thought you just meant in general with Derek Queen, like that they're getting to call.
Yeah,
Derek Queen
that's what I mean. Like they get to call like that. They get some happiness because there's not a lot to be happy. They're 3-22. They haven't won since that Monday game against the Bulls like 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, the 24th. I think that was the day. Was that the Monday? Was that the day Layla Kiffin was in Baton Rouge? Yeah, that was the. There's your context. which feels like a year ago. Yeah. That was the last time the Pelicans won a game. Give me Graf.
Now doubled, nowhere to go. Lob it out Long Bay. Chest it to Trey.
Oh yeah.
Left angle three.
Oh
yeah. Good.
Trey be in.
The crowd sounds like a high school gym. What the hell? Give me one more.
He's worth what you gave up.
Bay for three left corner.
Oh, yes, sir.
Nothing but net in front of the Spurs bench.
That is a wet jumper from the corner.
Oh, wet. This is supposed to be like a splash?
That's what I thought. Yeah, I don't really know the context there, but sure. I like it.
Leave JD alone.
I said I like it.
Oh, my God. God, they're so bad. Sadiq Bey sucks, too.
He just made that three. They gave him the lead.
He sucks. Oh, man. I wanted him to be good. I know nobody cares. I know you don't care. I know you don't care. I'm not going to break down games. That's not why we're here. You don't care. I get it. I wish they were good. They're not. I wish more people cared. They don't. I'm not going to sit here and make you listen to me talk about the Pelicans, but I will play Graf calls because we can all agree, even if you don't care about the Pelicans or the NBA or Sadiq Bey and how much he sucks or anything like that, we can all agree that Graf and JD are awesome. Give me more Graf. Give me more Graf. Here we go. Give me Graf.
34 points in the paint now for San Antonio. Back the other way. Herb, lob it up to Trey. Dunk it down. Two hands.
Oh, it's a wet
three. It's a wet jumper. No, it's a wet jumper. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh God. Canberra. All right. Pelicans will try again on Thursday. They'll play Portland at the Blender. They'll lose. But the great news, Muse, I got great news. Here's the positive part of it. I got great news.
What you got?
When you're 3-22, you're awful, the worst team in the NBA. Mm-hmm. You're going to have the best odds to win the draft lottery. That's the great news.
It's true.
Yep.
That's worked out great for the Pels in the past, the draft lottery, winning it.
Muse, they don't have the pick. I was setting you up.
Oh, God, wait, they don't. They traded it.
It wasn't top 5 protected. So they don't even have the pick. Come on, Muse. Come on, Muse.
Even if they had the pick.
Okay. It's after further review. Jimmy's next.
AFR.
GLO. GlowResources.com. 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 Did I just make a jingle? Did I just make a Glow Resources jingle? That was terrible. I love telling you about Glow Resources, though. Jareth Knockan, the crew over at Glow Resources, does awesome work. You know, their specialty is finding skilled blue-collar labor. Now, they have their professional placement division that can help you with any office job. But if you need welders, pipe fitters, crane operators, any type of heavy equipment operators, they are experts. That's their specialty, is finding those skilled blue-collar workers. And look, let's be real. If you own one of those industries, a business in one of those industries, you understand how difficult it is to find people who are reliable, who want to work, who are consistent. Let Glow Resources help. GlowResources.com. Check them out online. This is not temp staffing. They're finding you permanent solutions. So check them out online. GLO. GlowResources.com. Complete employer solutions.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on this Tuesday edition of AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We're still waiting on Jimmy to call?
Yes, we're still waiting on Jimmy to call.
Way to go, Otter. No biggie. We just do this every day at this time. So we'll see if we get to Otter locks. Otter did hit last night. It was great. Matt French said, Matt, it's not Christmas yet. Why are we talking about the Pels? Great point. My apologies, Matt. You know, we do the Christmas bit here that whenever we talk about the Pels, we play Christmas music and we say Merry Christmas. But look, I haven't even had Graf on the show yet. We've not had Graf. We haven't had Jake Madison. We haven't had AD. We haven't had Joel Venile. We haven't had, we've done.
Haven't had Andrew?
Nobody. I mean, I'm not talking Pels. I'm playing Graf sound bites. Can we all agree there's a difference between talking Pels and, I didn't break down the defensive collapse late in the game. I'm just playing Graf sound bites. It's a big difference, I think, anyway.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. We're not, when the guy asked you, why are you talking Pels, I was like, are we? I don't think we actually are.
No.
Yeah.
Craig said, hey, Scone, I know it's football season, but does Musso have a start date for Musso at the box yet?
I do have a start date for Musso at the box. They are back on the field January 12th. I will follow with something that weekend because I'll be out of the box that weekend.
Okay. There we go. January 12th. All right, we got Otter. Hit it.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, how are you?
I'm doing just fine after that little fourth interception by Mr. Jalen Hurts last night.
That was so good. Man, whenever...
That was a close call to the total and the spread.
Yeah. When the Chargers on the 4th and 4 flinched and they flagged him, I'm like, I know how this is going to go. I thought it was over.
Know.
I thought we were cooked.
I can't believe that guy jumped. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, it's out of a timeout.
Yeah.
Out of a timeout. Come on, the oldest trick in the book. But it does happen. That's why they do it sometimes. But anyway.
All's well that ends well. What are we looking at tonight?
That's right. Two games are already underway. Clemson and Villanova. Both are still at favorable lines if you still want to bet them.
All right.
They tipped off at 5:30. Gabe Nahon, he posted them on LouisianaSports.net. Clemson plus 5.5. Against BYU. BYU way more public, this inflated line. Clemson right there. Had the lead late in Tuscaloosa, the ACC-SEC challenge, and then lost. They still cover that spread, but they're getting better and better. I think this one's going to come down to the wire. So I take Clemson. Hit 5.5.
Yeah,
earlier.
It's at 3.5 now.
3.5. I'd still take it.
Right.
I'd still take it right now if you did.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'll end game it. We'll get a better
Villanova against Michigan. Michigan, we know about how they won the Aero Sports tournament, the money tournament in Las Vegas, and destroyed Gonzaga about 40 in the final. But those lines have been really jacked up since they got out of it. So 16.5, 17 with Villanova. It might be getting a little bit more than that.
It's at 20.5 right now if you jump on it.
Yeah, I would take it. I would take Villanova.
Just did.
Right now. Yes. And then one Big Ten game tonight, Ohio State and Illinois. Ohio State won on the road in Evanston against Northwestern. They're not bad. Not bad at all. Illinois had some high-profile wins, all at home. So we're going to take the home dog here in the Buckeyes, plus 3.5.
Where are you tomorrow, Otter?
Tomorrow we're at Modesto Mexican Grill on Burbank, just off of Nicholson.
All right. Clemson, Villanova, and Ohio State, your three college basketball plays. Thank you, Otter.
All right, good luck.
All right, man. Same to you. It's after further review. Your winnings. How about you go to Supper Club? SupperClubBTR.com for your reservation. SupperClubBTR.com. No matter what you get, I say it all the time, it's going to be the best version of whatever that thing is that you ever want to get. I mean, the Chilean sea bass, for example, immaculate. It's an 8-ounce portion. It's marinated for 8 hours in a miso and citrus marinade. It's oven roasted, served on a bed of steamed bok choy. The sea bass is finished with a miso glaze. Shiitake mushrooms are blended in the glaze. It's garnished with scallions. I'm telling you, if you love steak, you'll have the greatest steak ever at Supper Club. But even if you don't want steak, if you want the Chilean sea bass, they have free-range chicken. Last time we went, Erica got the truffled lobster gnocchi. No matter what you get, it's going to be the best thing you've ever had of that thing at Supper Club. And you'll always have an incredible dining experience. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservation. That holiday party, having family in town for Christmas, or just getting together with friends around the holiday season, get your reservation at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. All right, y'all, it's going to do it for us here. You missed anything AFR On Demand, presented by Brett Golf, YouTube, or on your favorite podcast app. Thanks to Shea Dixon, who is here. Sean Salisbury earlier this hour as well. Had a lot of reaction from Frank Wilson as LSU gets set for the Texas Bowl. They'll be on the practice field on Thursday. We had all that for you today. Muse Pauly, thanks, y'all. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
And as we get on down the road, we remind you about Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Remember, if with all that rain this weekend, if you started to notice water spots on your ceiling or your walls, water intrusion anywhere, chances are that didn't just start. So you've probably had a leak somewhere, which means water in your walls, your insulation, and that can mean you have mold. Louisiana is the mold capital of the world, y'all. It is wet and humid. That is a breeding ground for mold. If you have mold, it can be dangerous. It can be hazardous for you, your family. Knock it out efficiently, effectively, and cost-effectively with Parish Restoration. Simple. Start at the website, parishrestoration.com. Go there right now. Fill out the form on the homepage, parishrestoration.com.